An army officer used covert CCTV to catch his neighbor slashing a hole in his swimming pool in a commando-style attack, a court heard. Stephen G., 63, had become so fed up with noise made by Jason Little's children playing in the outdoor pool he took it upon himself to sabotage the structure during a nighttime raid. G crept into his neighbor's garden in Puxey, Dorset, armed with a bladed weapon and cut a hole in the metal wall of the pool, causing 4,000 liters of water to gush out. When decorated Army Major Mr. Little, 46, and his wife Avril returned to their £600,000 home, they found their pool was empty and their garden had been flooded. The incident was caught on Mr. Little's hidden CCTV camera, where he saw G mysteriously disappear behind the pool before sneaking off back into his own home. G, who worked in the aviation industry for 25 years, denied the charges of criminal damage but was found guilty at Poole Magistrates Court. After the ruling, Mr. Little spoke of his delight that a restraining order had been imposed against G. He said, "He threatened my children and tried to tell them they were not allowed to use their own garden and said many times they were going to force us to leave. We made complaints, but the problem with disputes is it's often one word against the other, so it's very hard to prove." Scroll down for video. Share this article. Share this has always been an issue since we moved in, but now we had some evidence that could be used. I'm just relieved the judge gave him a restraining order and he won't be able to make nasty comments to my family anymore. G claimed he had gone out into the garden to investigate after being woken in the middle of the night on June 19, 2016. He added that the pool was not well maintained and the leak was caused by an old mark which had finally burst open. However, upon reviewing the clip, which shows G disappear behind the structure for 16 seconds before re-emerging and sneaking back into his house, Judge Nichols found him guilty, saying his evidence lacked consistency and logic. He said, "His account is not credible or believable, and I am satisfied he entered the land and caused damage to the pool, causing water to escape." The judge also issued a restraining order banning G from contacting the Littles for 5 years and from going onto the curtilage of their property. After the slash attack, G had left a note on the Littles' porch explaining how he had woken in the middle of the night to the sound of water flowing and called the police. The slashing of the pool was the climax to a 4-year dispute between the two warring families. Mr. Little, who won the Military Cross for displaying inspirational leadership in battle in Afghanistan in 2008, had moved into a large detached house in 2012 with his family. Although the oval swimming pool, which measured 10 meters by 4 meters, was already installed, his new neighbor soon took offense to his children using it. Mr. Little, 46, told the court, "The pool was already there when we moved in, and we started using it. Almost immediately they seemed to take offense to the fact we have children and the children make noise. Whenever they'd use the swimming pool, they shouted over the fence at them and would play loud music and stare at them. Before we had CCTV, things happened to the swimming pool that I couldn't explain, so we had cameras installed to the rear of the property." Mr. Little's children had not used the pool in the summer of 2016, but maintenance checks had been carried out, so they could start using it again. Before they left to go away on the weekend of June 19, the water level was full and there was no leak. PC Charlotte Goddard told Poole Magistrates Court it looked as if the wall of the pool had been hit with a weapon resembling an axe. In the CCTV footage, it appears that G was carrying something in his right hand, although it is not clear what. The cost of the damage ran to £1,500, although Mr. Little said he claimed it through his house insurance and only had to pay the £250 excess. G, who has no previous convictions, was fined £500 and ordered to pay £650 prosecution costs and £250 compensation to Mr. Little.